नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, वणक्कम। आप सभी को ऑनलाइन मीडिया में फिर से स्वागत है। आई एम योर होस्ट Gayatri Devi. The today's conversation is going to be mostly in English because Giridhar Mamidi sir said, Gayatri, I'm not comfortable in Hindi, and which is fairly fine. We have our own ways of communicating. So there's a bombardment, which most of the Indian media missed it, and it is America's leaked secret document, which has put America again on back foot, and they don't know. They're, I think, embarrassed where to hide their face because a lot has been revealed. And to you, Girdhar sir, because a lot of viewers are joining new, a lot of subscribers are new. So Girdhar sir is a CA by profession, and he has worked nationally and internationally. He is by hobby and by passion, he's a geopolitical expert. A very warm welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you and namaste, Gayatri ji, and thanks for inviting me onto your show. वैसे तो हिंदी में बात कर लेता हूँ, बट कभी कभी कुछ थॉट्स अंग्रेजी से ट्रांसलेट करने में थोड़ा दिक्कत होगी, इसलिए आई थॉट इट्स बेटर दैट वी स्टिक टू probably bilingual Hindi plus English or something like that. And thanks for hosting me today again. The thing is, the US secret intel documents have been consistently being leaked over the past a few years, as you know. First it was Edward Snowden, then it was Manning, and now there is a young kid who has leaked it. And unfortunately, this is too embarrassing for US to really hide anything, because the friends and foes both are involved in this. So this is the 21-year-old, and look at him. He's just an Air Force guardsman in Pentagon. And if you can imagine, if a guard can leak it out, what is the strength of your whole intelligence network? And this boy has actually picked up, you should only call him a boy, he's just 21 years old. He's picked up these papers, probably crunched them and put them in his pocket, and he came out. So when actual photographs are taken, you can see those papers which are a little crumpled. So that means it is so easy for people to access all your documents. And we are talking about the world superpower, and your intelligence is supposed to be the best in the whole world. And if your documents are unsafe, and that too in your own hands, there is no jihadi here, there is no communist, there is no Chinese, or there is nobody here. Yet they're unsafe. It shows that there is a serious systemic problem in the intelligence network of USA.
So the first hit of this leak is the relations between US and Israel, because we'll cover this in three areas: US and Israel, Russia, Ukraine war, and China. Yes, sir.
So we are going to talk about the impact that it has on the allies. US has been spying on its own allies, be it in Europe, be it in Asia, be it elsewhere, anywhere. So now the latest thing that has happened is, I'm sure you are aware and your audience is aware, that there is a huge agitation going on in Israel against the judicial reforms which Benjamin Netanyahu has proposed. In fact, this entire agitation is actually orchestrated by leftists, so-called left liberal. They call themselves liberal, but I don't even want to call them liberal. They are the ones who are hijacking this whole movement. Unfortunately, the whole society is broken up into support. People are supporting Benjamin Netanyahu and people are opposing Benjamin Netanyahu. So anyway, that's a completely different debate. But now what has happened is, these leaks actually show that the Mossad is again, probably after the US intelligence, probably the world's best intelligence agency, or probably it is much better than even the US intelligence agency. We know that they could penetrate deep into Iran, even without having any presence. They could, extract all their nuclear files, physical files, and then they destroyed their bunkers and then brought it back. So this is like their amazing abilities Mossad has got. Small country which is able to stand up to massive countries around it. That is because of Mossad's brain. Now, these leaks which have come out in USA, they say that America has probably found out that Israel's Mossad senior officers have instructed their middle and junior level officers to go against Benjamin Netanyahu, that they should agitate and support the riots and support the agitation that is going on in the streets. So this is a very damning report. It shows that even Mossad is partisan, and Mossad is probably having a lot of the so-called left liberals in its ranks. So it's a very, very damning report on the ability of Mossad. Of course, Israel came out and said, we don't accept this. They are apolitical and they have no political ambition. But then damage is already done, you see. So this is the kind of a damage that, these leaks have done. The second ally who was badly hit is Egypt. Egypt is a very strong ally of US because Suez Canal and all is there. So obviously it has to be in the US camp. But then it turned out that these leaks talk about how Egypt was supplying arms and ammunition or other supplies material to Russia. So it shows that even your friends are not exempt from your spying network. So Egypt is very upset. Egypt said, no, we are not doing anything of that sort. But then the damage has been done. The US spokesperson is saying that some of it may be true, but we will not vouch for all of it. Now, how is it possible? If one paper is true, half of it is true and half of it is untrue. How is it possible? So obviously they have no face to save. They have nowhere to go and hide. So this is the problem, right? So their allies are very, very badly hit. And you see, other part of the Russia-Ukraine aspect also, it appears that they have deep penetration into the Russian defense ministry, complete ministry. They have full knowledge of what is happening there. So that is how they are leaking information to Ukraine. And that is how Ukraine is able to, when Russia is unexpecting, they're able to go and hit them hard where it hurts. Like some attacks in Zaporozhia or some attacks in Kherson region or some attacks on the bridge connecting Crimea. And many of these attacks, they were able to target it because the information was being leaked by Americans. So America has deep penetration in that. Now what has happened is Russia is an adversary of USA. Now that Russia knows that there are American moles in their defense ministry, they will go after it. Their KGB will go after them and probably will eliminate all those assets. So who is going to be hurt? Again, US intelligence is going to be hurt. US will not have people within the defense ministry to pass on information to them. So that is a major setback for them. And second, the entire Ukrainian plans of how they wish to counter Russia during spring, that means after the winter is over, how do they attack, is something which is again leaked in these documents. So now Russia knows what they can expect, what's the kind of a push that they're going to give. So Russia is now going to prepare in those lines. Of course, Ukraine and Zelensky said, no, we have not shared any battlefield related information. It doesn't matter. Once the enemy knows your strategy, battlefield things is easy for them to catch. So tactical things they can easily manage once they know the strategic part of it. So that is another big damage to its own ally, which is Ukraine. So, but then, as you know, you can see in this slide, 35 friendly countries are targeted, including German Chancellor Angela Merkel in those times. Because America felt Angela Merkel was getting closer to China. So that is a reason why they targeted her. They kept a vigilance on her. And the same story with British prime ministers and ministers also. So this is a major problem that they have. And they also found out that if Ukraine wants to do a major attack on Russia, beyond May, they don't have air defense systems. That means if Russia is able to continue the war beyond May 2023, that means in June, Ukraine does not have the capacity to stop Russian aerial bombardments. And as we all know, Russia has not pulled out its aerial assets till now. They know that American snipers, American Patriot missiles and other defense systems are very much active in Ukraine. So they're waiting for them to completely lose ammunition and then they're going to retaliate. So now that Russia knows that there is a weakness in Ukrainian defenses, they will target it. Similarly, one more document said if Ukrainian attack on Russia shows that the weapons used were from NATO, Beijing is going to get into the conflict. This is very similar to what happened in the Second World War, right? So slowly you're going to suck in more and more people. So by expanding your NATO, what have you achieved? So that is a problem. And that too, with regard to Turkey also a lot of significant things have come out in this. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he did not want to, give sanction to Finland and Sweden to join NATO. Whereas, with regard to the secrets with regard to Turkey, these people have, US has got it. They knew how to pressurize him and they got Finland into the scene, but probably Sweden will take a little longer. So it shows that all their allies and adversaries, be it China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, everybody is penetrated. Even their friends are penetrated, their NATO allies, their European allies, their Asian allies, even people like Mohammed bin Salman is being spied upon. So you see the Gulf area is being spied upon, then Britain, so many, all their assets, and then Israel, Japan, almost they have everywhere. But the thing is, everybody knew this is happening. But once a leakage comes out, they have nowhere to hide. So it is again a process of how US is slowly declining, and among the so many aspects like de-dollarization, like how China is taking over a lot of the
So in
initiative.
this China something very important came up that China is deploying hypersonic drones actually. That point actually we need to elaborate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, not right now it is supersonic, but maybe it will turn into hypersonic. We don't know. Um, now, right now, officially, only Russia has got the hypersonic missile. Um, China has done a demonstration, and America realized it suddenly that they don't have that kind of a weapon. Good or bad, Bharat already has the hypersonic technology. We have already done the demonstration, and BrahMos missile is going to become the hypersonic missile. So BrahMos, we have BrahMos original version, which is 290 kilometers. Then the BrahMos N new version is going to go up to something between 400 to 800 kilometers, depending on the payload that you put in. But BrahMos next generation that is being discussed with Russia is going to be between 1000 to 1200 kilometers at hypersonic speed. So we have the technology, whereas America still doesn't have. They tried to experiment with it and they failed. Now what happens is, in eastern China, their satellite imagery, their spy network has found out that China is already holding a supersonic drone unit. So you can imagine a supersonic, even supersonic is not easy to handle. And these drones are such that they're very difficult to detect on radar. So they're going to be a serious security threat to American interests in the Asia Pacific, which they call it Indo-Pacific now. So that means Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Philippines are all vulnerable. In fact, in these leaks, actually they said Taiwanese defenses are very weak. They will not be in a position to withstand Chinese bombardment. That is what these leaks say. So when you're telling that openly, American intelligence itself is saying that, you can imagine, obviously China would be laughing away. They'll be more than happy. What they would have planned to do with Taiwan in 2030, now they will do it in 2025 or 26. So this is the damage that it has caused to American interests and American stature and its reputation. So the supersonic drones is one aspect. There is another aspect to it. The balloons also, which went on US, which was finally shot down over Atlantic. Those balloons have actually, you see, they have certain synthetic material made in that. Synthetic material, you can't find it in your radar. And they had certain, as you can see in the slide, synthetic aperture radars were there. So the radar was not detectable on the radar, on the American vigilance radars, and the balloon was going at such a height, but America does not have any surveillance system at all. They survey up to the aircraft level, missile level, and they have surveillance in the upper strata and stratosphere and into the space. Satellites and all they can track. But in between these two is a layer where there is very thin oxygen and there is very little, no aircrafts can fly there. So America never bothered to have any structure there. So China is hit in that. So the synthetic, and that too they use synthetic material. Suppose metallic stuff in that, probably your radar would catch. When you have plastic, you have other acrylic related thing, how will you catch? So the
Right.
leaks have already shown that this balloon was beyond American detecting capability. It
My
shows
God.
China is way ahead of US in terms of the way they're thinking, the way they're preparing, and you know, uh, I don't know.
This is in fact expose the vulnerabilities. Sorry, vulnerabilities of US itself. Yeah, Gee, when I speak little faster, so this is what happens. Gee, the brain is processing faster than I speak. Yeah, so they have exposed themselves, their weaknesses, their kind of weak areas, the vulnerable areas, and it is damaging not only to US. It has damaging to Taiwan. It is in positive for Russia, it is in positive for China. But yes, this it will strain the relations between US and a lot of countries whom it used to call allies, because now they were comfortably sitting that okay, they are our friends. But I think you would like to repeat the statement, being
Yeah,
friends
yeah,
with you. Yeah.
yeah. See, even their friends are walking away from them, as you can see. French President Emmanuel Macron has said that we are allies. That doesn't mean we are vassals. Vassals मतलब किसी के गुलाम नहीं हैं. We are not we are not a Samanta Raja of anybody. We are an independent country, and we are an independent union, and we should have strategic independence, strategic autonomy. That's what Emmanuel Macron is saying. And please understand, Emmanuel Macron is part of the P5 in Security Council. And he's
Right.
saying that you already have China and Russia who are opposing you. And if even Macron goes away, who are you left with? Just you and UK?
Yeah,
What are we talking
exactly.
about? So that
Right.
is the problem. So US is its winding down is so very apparent. Now de-dollarization is happening. China is aggressively going out de-dollarization. Then Bharat, our rupee and rupee cards and currency also is going international. Third, a BRICS currency is likely to come. Fourth, other alternate currencies are emerging. So now you see the whole game is completely changing, and suddenly China is projecting itself as a peacemaker. They could bring together Sunnis and Shias, Iran and Saudi Arabia together and strike a deal, which America is supposed to do, but it has failed. Then now they're trying to bring Palestinians and Israelis together to find a solution. So where is US in this whole deal? And Bashar al-Assad, who was ostracized, kicked out of Arabian Union, is now coming back to the Arab League. And after the Ramadan month, he's going to come and meet Mohammed bin Salman in Saudi Arabia. So where is US in this? So under Joe Biden, America has completely gone away from its strategic interests, and so yeah, they will hold on to the power because of currency, because of certain other things. They are still the net security provider in the world, but as it is going down, it also reflects in the way their intelligence is so vulnerable and so weak. Their intelligence is not as strong as it used to be, and if just a simple watchman could steal whatever it is, then what are you talking about? So a lot
Right.
of questions for US. Let's see where it goes. But for us, it's an opportunity for us to see the pitfalls of all these things, and we plan our strategies. We plan our friends, enemies in a strategic way. We take care of our intelligence so that it doesn't leak, and we are ready when US winds away, when US is going away. We will be at least a pillar to really reckon with. We may not be in the league of China yet, but definitely we will be a force to reckon with in a multipolar world.
Right, right. Thank you so much, sir, for compacting your information in such a short time. Because geopolitics is really vast, and we really have to compact our thoughts and present the most important point of views. इस जाने से पहले सभी viewers से request है, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the alternate media. If you want to contribute, not if you want to, you should contribute and help me and make my channel sustainable. You can write to me. You get the email ID bulletininseconds@gmail.com, and other links are given in the description box. Don't forget to get in touch. I'd really love to hear from all of you. And इसी के साथ जय हिंद, जय श्री राम, हर हर महादेव. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.